Good morning. It's so good that you'd come back to listen to my story. There's so much to tell. Let's see. I promised to tell you about the excitement and the fright of becoming the mother of the Son of God. I was so excited to have a baby and so honored that God had chosen me. But raising the Son of God was a huge responsibility, and the more I remembered all that I learned from the prophets, the more my heart was filled with fear. You see, all my life we studied the Torah. Of course, as a girl, I didn't get as much training as the boys in my town, but I was still taught the basics, and all those prophecies about the Messiah were woven into our lives like a huge tapestry. My parents and the people in the synagogue talked about the words from the prophets all the time. Although, by the time my son was born, I'm not sure that anyone believed them anymore. The prophets had been silent for nearly 400 years. The Roman government had overtaken our country, and most had lost hope that the promised Messiah would ever come. But from the day that the angel visited, those old prophecies began to come to mind. You might guess that Isaiah's words, "The virgin will be with child," was the first prophecy that I remembered. But during the 9 months following Gabriel's visit, I'd recall bits of those old prophecies more often than you might imagine. All those words the prophets spoke about my cousin, John the Baptist, kept playing over and over again. And as I remembered the words of the angel, I kept thinking about my ancestry. Luke asked a lot about my parents and my grandparents. Even though we were a family of very humble means, like all good Jews, we kept track of our family tree. And I'll be honest, during my confinement, I couldn't help but wonder if that's the reason why. A descendant of David. After this many years, it didn't impress anyone that our family was from the line of David. We never even gave it a second thought. There hadn't been a king in my family tree since Solomon. Being from David's line certainly didn't give us any privileges or make us wealthy. And no one expected the Messiah to be from our family. Even my parents couldn't accept my out-of-wedlock pregnancy for a time. But with 9 months to search out the words of the prophets, and then that surprise trip to Bethlehem when the governor called for the census, I knew my son would fit the description. All I could do is pray as I read about the pain my baby would one day have to endure. I tried to put it out of my mind, but I believed Gabriel. And if my son was who the angel said he would be, then I could just think about those prophecies in those first months and years. It was hard enough when I saw them begin to truly unfold. Being the mother of the Messiah isn't as easy as you might think.